In this video, we'll be finding how many solutions the system of equations has. So the first thing we're going to do is rewrite this in terms of a matrix. So let's take row 2 and subtract it with twice row 1. So we're going to leave row 1, row 3, and row 4 the same. And then we're just going to change row 2. And the whole point of it is to get this as a 0. Okay, now we're going to move to get the third row, the first entry, 0. And that's by taking row 3 and then subtracting by 3 times row 1. And the whole idea here is you want to take advantage of this 1 here. And so once we have this as 0, we're going to multiply 4 times the first row to get, and subtract it with the last row to get this as a 0. So as you can see over here. Okay. And then once we have these 3 as zeros, we're going to start working in this second row, and we want to get this as 1. So we're going to get this as 1 by dividing everything by -3. And once we have this as 1, we're going to, our goal is to eliminate this 2 right here. So we're going to multiply the second row by 2 and then subtract it with the first row. Okay, so that's where we get 0 here. And the next thing we're going to do is add row 2 multiplied by 4 to row 3. And the whole idea is to get this now as 0. Okay, so 4 times 1 plus -4, that's going to give us 0. Okay. And then we work our way down, so the next goal is to get -5 to 0, and that's what we do 5 times row 2 plus row 4 to get this as a 0. And once we have that as a 0, we're going to scale this so that this is a 1 now. So the goal is to get the 1s in the diagonal and then 0s everywhere else. So now that we have this as a 1, we can eliminate this one right here, make it a 0, since we want to get into row reduced echelon form. And when we have this as a 0, we can work our way down to get this as a 0. So we'll multiply 4/3 row 3 and then subtract it from row 2. And then finally, we can get this thing 0 by taking 16/3 times row 3, adding it to row 4. But when I do that, I end up getting this entire row equal to 0. So automatically I'm thinking, okay, there's going to be infinitely many solutions here.